Hey there! Did you know that the average credit score in the United States is over 700? But despite this fact, millions of people still struggle to get over the 600 credit score mark. If you're one of those people, have no fear because you're just like a lot of the people that I talk to during my debt and credit consultations over at mycreditcall.com. I'm Victoria Langford. I am your credit solutionist and I am the lead debt elimination strategist over at mycreditcall.com. Now today I'm going to talk about the 5 things that you need to do ASAP to boost your credit score in the next 90 days. And we're talking about a change of at least about 1 to 200 points if you play your cards right. Now, first thing I need to do is get myself out of this box. And then we are going to go ahead and run the intro and then jump into today's lesson. Stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you are returning, come on in, baby. Take off your shoes and let me know what you're drinking, because you know I gotcha. Now listen, I've been at this for a few years and it never ceases to amaze me how many people on this network of ours are giving you all false hope. There's no way to boost your credit score 100 to 200 points within 7 days unless there is some scamalicious scammery going on. The 5 tips that I'm going to give you today are tried and true, and I promise you that they will work. Now, as always, if you're needing that one-on-one help, you can book me over at mycreditcall.com. There's going to be 5 tips here for you to improve your credit score within 3 to 6 months. Just in case you guys didn't know, also, I am the author of the 90-Day Rapid Repair mini ebook. Think of this ebook as a vitamin supplement to what we're going to be talking about today. The strategies that are in this 90-Day Rapid Repair mini ebook are going to supercharge the things that I'm going to tell you today. You can find the product link for this particular ebook in the description below. All right, if you have any trouble downloading, let me know. My email is in the description. We're going to first talk about why having a good credit score matters. Essentially, it is an extension of your social credit score. It gives lenders a bird's eye view of how responsible you are in the financial space. There are some jobs that you can't get if you're not financially responsible. Now, your credit score is necessary to maintain many of life's necessities. We talked about it. Cars, homes, apartments, even car insurance can be dependent upon a positive credit rating. The world is changing. If you don't have a paper trail or some type of, data out there about who you are as a person, a lender is not going to want to deal with you. It's not personal. It's simply just business. Now, let's jump into the very first thing that I want you to pay attention to. First, I want you to go over to My Score IQ. I have the links in the description below, and you're going to pull your credit report. This is not just any credit report. This is your FICO 8 score. FICO is the #1 widely used credit scoring system in this country. You cannot escape FICO, no matter how hard you try. And no, your Credit Karma score is not the same as your FICO score, okay? So first things first, go pull your credit report using the link that I put in the description below for the My Score IQ. Once you get that credit report, here is the first thing you're gonna do. You're going to look at all of your balances. This is going to tell us how much you are using. What is your credit utilization? This is the #1 thing that all lenders look at, and it's also one of the top reasons that you will get denied for credit. Now, if you look at your credit report from My Score IQ and you see that you have pretty high utilization, if you are anywhere over 30%, you are not good. Okay, that is causing your credit score to suffer immensely. If we can get that utilization down to 30% to start, look at it this way. If you have $100, you would only be using $30 of that. That would be your 30% utilization. Lenders like to see something like this because that means that the bulk of what you have is actually sitting in credit that is available to you. Now, what's even better than that 30% utilization or that $30 of 100 would be to use half of that, which is only 15. 15% utilization, you will see a drastic change in your credit score in the right direction. Now, what's best is going to be less than 10% utilization. So out of that $100, you've used $10 or less, which means you have 90 in the chamber, and you can go ahead and use that in case of an emergency. It also helps a lender to make a decision on if they want to actually give you more funding down the road. So utilization is really important, you guys. So less than 10% is ideal. I want to actually come back on the screen here because I want to tell you why I don't believe in 0% utilization. A lot of people talk about this, but I believe. Are you ready to pivot your finances to the next level? Then join the Credit Pro Academy, our free Facebook group where you'll connect with a group of like-minded, financially savvy people just like you. Here, you'll network and share your wins with peers who share your financial goals and challenges. Stay updated with the latest in credit and debt elimination strategies. And best of all, you'll get real-time support from me, the Credit Solutionist. Don't put off your financial growth any longer. Click the link in the description below and join the Credit Pro Academy today. See you there. And if you have the zero utilization, you now are eliminating your payment history. Now, yes, you will have all of the payments that you made before that, but once you get to zero utilization on all your credit cards, you now have no more payment history that's going to be currently reporting. That's a problem for me. So if you're working with us over at mycreditcall.com and I am your personal credit restoration coach, I'm going to tell you that you need to have a balance because we need to show that you're responsible and you're paying down the debt and building that positive history. Now, number two, you're going to dispute negative or inaccurate items. Now, under the FCRA, which is the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you have the right to dispute anything that's incorrect, outdated, or cannot be verified by a creditor. An estimated 70% of reports contain inaccurate information that can be lowering your credit score. If I went to a heart surgeon and he told me that 70% of his patients ended up with complications after surgery, I would not go to that heart surgeon. So if a credit reporting agency or credit bureau is telling you out of 10 people, 7 of them have errors on their credit report, are you going to trust that credit reporting agency? Are you going to trust anything else that's on that credit report? No, you're not. So for that reason, you must dispute. According to the law, they have to report information that is 100% accurate. Let me come on the screen. Not 70% accurate, not 99.999% accurate. It has to be 100% accurate. A lot of you that are probably watching this video right now are being affected by erroneous reporting. And guess what? The credit reporting agency has no stake in the game to correct that because whoever is reporting information on you, so let's say Visa, let's say TJ Maxx has a MasterCard. They're reporting your negative history every single month. Well, TJ Maxx is paying the credit bureau to report that account every single month. So of course the credit reporting agency doesn't care if it's correct or not because they're getting a check from whatever creditor or collection agency is reporting that account. Now, if you are not comfortable doing it yourself, then hire my company. We will get the disputes out there for you. They're professional, they're certified, and we only bill you every month when we send them out, right? So at the end of the day, if you can't advocate for yourself, you need to hire some people that could fight for you. Now, if you want to try it yourself, I also have my 90-day rapid repair letters as well. So if you want to get a copy of those, email me, shoot me an email, hit me up over at support@langfordsolutions.com. support@langfordsolutions.com. I'm going to put that in the description as well. Number 3, remember I told you there's only 5. I'm not going to keep you long. So you have to make on-time payments. Payment history is a whopping 35% of your credit score, and it's the number one reason for application denials. Now you need to set up automatic payments or reminders so you never miss a due date. If you're behind on any of your accounts, you have to call your creditor to see if you can negotiate the payments or settle the debt. Now, I don't recommend settling your debt only because that's going to be a negative impact. It's going to impact you more than just having a collection on the credit report. The reason that I'm so down on debt settlement is because it's literally a Hail Mary. It's the last thing you do before you file bankruptcy. Once a late payment is on your credit report, if it's the first one ever, that you've gotten with the company, go ahead and give them a call and just ask for a goodwill deletion. 9 times out of 10, they're going to do it. But if you have like 5 30-day lates, or, you have a history of paying late, okay, that's going to be a little bit harder to do. And you're going to have to tell them or prove to them that you have some kind of circumstance or hardship that's preventing you from making those payments. Okay. You have to pay on time. This is something that you cannot get around. A lender has to know that you can be trusted. It really is based on principle, y'all. But at the same time, this is actually going to boost your credit score if you make those payments on time. All right. So number 4, you're going to negotiate deletions. I'm all about negotiation. At the end of the day, a creditor or a collection agency just wants the money. Now, here's the reason that I want you to negotiate. If your past due debt is still with the creditor in their collections department, you can negotiate with them and it's not going to harm you. When it comes to paying a collection, you should absolutely never just outright pay it if it's at a third party. Reason being, they paid for your debt for pennies on the dollar. So let's say that I had a $1,700 credit account that got charged off from the Macy's department store. I owe Macy's $1,700. I didn't borrow that money from ABC Collection Agency. So why are they shaking me down for this money? I'm going to pay Macy's $1,700 if I pay anybody $1,700, right? That's the first thing. Anytime you pay a collection agency that's outside of the original creditor, just know that you are giving them at least 90% profit. And that has never sat well with me. And I have only paid one collection in my entire life. And after I learned the game, I vowed to never pay another collection agency again. If I didn't have such a heart for people with poor credit scores, I would totally own a collection agency. It is the most lucrative business and people make money hand over fist. For that $1,700 debt with Macy's, that ABC creditor probably paid $100 for it, if that. So imagine how much profit they are going to make. So this is why you have to negotiate. If you're going to pay the collection agency, totally fine, do that, but just do it knowing you're giving them profit that they did not earn. Number 2, if you're going to do it, negotiate it for less than what you owe or less than what they say you owe, because technically you don't owe them anything. But let's just say pay them less than what they owe. So for $1,700, I probably would only offer them maybe $500 just to see what they say. I'm also going to demand that you delete it. You delete all of the negative reporting from every single credit reporting agency that you are currently reporting to. And I'm going to make you agree to that in writing. These are the steps and the things y'all have to start doing. And it's okay if you feel nervous writing it. Who cares if you feel nervous writing out that letter? Still do it. Make the demand, because they didn't think twice before they typed up that letter and sent it out to you and told you that you owed them money. They didn't think twice about it. So you need to have that exact same type of audacity. Last but not least, step number 5 to build your credit within 3 to 6 months is to build new credit. You're going to start building positive lines by burying the bad news. So let me explain burying the bad news. Let's say you have, 5 collection accounts on your credit report. We could remove all of those accounts, but what will you be left with? You'll then be left with an empty credit report, and you'll essentially be credit invisible. You don't want that to happen, because you're going to be in the same boat that you were with the collections, because a lender still is taking a chance on you with an empty credit file because there's no history on you. So burying the bad news while you're fixing your credit is getting secured credit cards. You're adding positive lines of history while we're taking care of removing the negative things off of your credit report. So once all the bad stuff's gone, you have these positive lines of credit that are reporting, right? So that's one of the ways that you're going to start building new credit. Now, I have a credit card that I offer. It's 100% guaranteed approval, no hard credit check, secured credit card. So you do have to add collateral to it. But this is the credit card that we use at my company, and that's going to be called the Credit Builder. You need to get a Credit Builder card ASAP. If you have $200 to spare, and I know you do, if you don't, save $25 for the next 8 weeks, and you will be able to get that secured credit card. There's no excuse for you guys not to build your credit history. Number 2, you can become an authorized user. Now, I did do a video about this a while ago. Becoming an authorized user is definitely something that can come in clutch. It's essentially you putting yourself as a user on someone's credit card. You want to make sure that the person whose account you're going to be on is a responsible borrower, because if they are not, you're going to essentially get whatever negative history that person is accumulating as well. Now, if you don't know anybody that can use you as an authorized user, then what you want to do is you can also look on the internet and purchase trade lines from a reputable dealer. Now, I've never done that, but I have heard that it absolutely works. My videos are for educational purposes only. Do what you will at your own risk, okay? Number 3, to build your new credit, this is step number 5, y'all. Don't forget, you are going to report your subscriptions, okay? So this means that you're going to use a resource like Experian Boost, which reports your, I believe, phone bills, utilities, subscriptions like Netflix, Disney Plus, stuff like that. If you pay for those services, you should definitely get those reporting on your credit report if you are not ready to start with a credit card or become an authorized user. You need to get some of the things in your life that are basic necessities to work for you, okay? So if you can start reporting your cell phone bill, your rent payments, insurance payments, anything like that, go ahead and start ASAP. You can use Self-Lender. That's a really good one too. I mean, there's a ton, you guys. So there's a lot of ways that you can boost your credit score. What I gave you today is the blueprint. So I absolutely hope that you guys enjoyed the lesson that you got today. I will be back with you guys probably later this week for another lesson on credit reports and how to read it and how we can determine your debt to income ratio. I will see you guys on the next video. Book a call over at mycreditcall.com. Links are in the description for the products that I mentioned in today's video, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Credit Solutionist out.